this activity is on appointment making for our students. If you look at the first handout, it's very confusing for them. It looks just like this. It's all done in pencil, so it's the same colour. You might get a variation on handwriting, but it's actually quite hard to tell where the actual appointments are. Prior to the session, we do teach them abbreviations and the timings of a service, so they have that knowledge first. The second sheet is a computer printout for those salons who have computer programs. And you'll see there for Teresa, it's quite easy for her to tell what the time is when she has a client, but Amy would struggle to know when her second client is or what time she has, because it's a little bit difficult to read. I taught this communications unit for several years. I came across the same problem every year, but I was doing the same thing every year. I wasn't changing anything. And it was the students being able to actually, one, tell the time, but know what time looks like. So we made up these, this is what I would actually say to them, and if you've all got a pen on your last page, I would say to them, the most important bit is that you have your lunch break. Now, you're lucky you get an hour, so if you mark out 12 till 1 o'clock, so you have an hour for lunch. Cheryl's going to be the typical student. Okay. Now, who marked out 4 spaces? On the last page? Yeah. So you marked out 4. So you're clearly more intelligent than our students. But this is what our students would do. They'd mark out 5. And I'd say to them, so how long did you have for lunch? They'd say an hour. I'd say, well, show me. Well, it was 12 to 1. Then I would explain, well, how many 15 minutes in an hour? And they would tell me. And I'd say to them, so if you had a client at 1 o'clock because you're back from your lunch then, can you put them in? And they would say no. They'd go, but I've got an hour here for lunch, and they still could not see. So what we did is we made these little tiles up, and I would say to them, there's 15 minutes, 15 minutes in an hour you have 4, and I go through the 15, 30, 45. Now pick your lunch break, make sure you pick an hour, and as soon as you did that, they picked 4. Where's the non-sticky one? Just put 4. So when I actually physically got them, I took it off the piece of paper and put it onto something bigger that they could move around. We're only using sticky today so they don't fall off. They could instantly see now what an hour was. On our piece of paper, when they've filled in 5 squares for their lunch, because it's 12 to 1 from what they're looking at, they've already made a mistake. And the activity where they had to fill in people's appointments, they would just get so frustrated that they'd give up, and they haven't even done half a day's work. But doing it this way, and I've handed out the types of things they could have, you could do lots of different scenarios. They could actually move them around. It's not set in concrete. They could make a mistake but change it, and they felt better about themselves. Once they had it all organised, they could then transfer it to paper. So we could see exactly what 15 minutes they were cool with, but anything more than that was just too much for them. So that activity has worked really well, and yes, we use it for sequencing as well, the same kind of thing. And it's moved, this is a community support course, also uses the same kind of scenario where they have clients. I've just brought a few, they have like 4, and they have to organise their time. These can move so that they have that ability to decide that. In actual fact, they finished, they'd realised they'd be writing up their notes when they've actually finished for the day. so they could actually physically see the chunks of time. This one's worked so well that industry have actually asked for it, and a lot of places use it in their workplace to be able to organise their patients. So we've definitely found taking it off the paper and actually putting it into something that they could move and change around and do whenever they like they ask for the fish game, they'll quite often ask for this, has definitely helped with them grasping the concept a lot quicker. And it's been much easier to teach them actually what 15 minutes is. So now, as soon as I explain that this one tile is 15 minutes, they seem to move along really quickly. So it's been good. All right, so that's us. Thank you.